Welcome to another episode of Live with Lizzy, coming to you from beautiful, sunny Boston, Massachusetts. Today, I have a couple things to share with you. One is a chapbook that I wrote a little while ago, and I'm now revisiting and editing, so I'd love to share that with you today. And I'm also going to give you a chapter of my recently published book of sonnets titled Give It a Home, which you can find on my website, thelizzycoshow.com. So this chapbook that I am going to share with you is a bit of a follow-up to Give It a Home. It's more sonnets. And I do want to share that there are some trigger warnings to be aware of in this chapbook. So I'll just go ahead and list those off for you. We're looking at addiction, child abuse, grief, gun violence, and struggles with mental health. But believe it or not, it actually does have a happy ending. So if you're willing to hang in there with me, I think you'll like it. So let's dig right in. So this is Shake the House, a collection of 20 sonnets. More time. Because my dad died of a heart attack, the nights when I feel acid creeping high are fearful moments, torture on the rack. The question always, is today my time? He exercised, body healthy and brisk. He was active his whole tour on this earth, but early blade of fate slipped through his ribs, and now he rests inside forgiving dirt. He was the one who ran around with me, who threw balls and played goalie and clapped hands with delight when he saw his girl achieve, then hugged me tight when life had other plans. The world deserved more time with my sweet dad. He loved to see others finding their path. Canaan Road. I took the long drive way up Canaan Road, named for rejection of God and his plan. I listened to the rattle of my bones in silver Chevy Lumina sedan. The Canaan Road is steep. We climb uphill interminably, reaching to the sky. A ticker tape parade of farming fields, milk bottles on the stoop each peaceful night. Wind riffles heads of hay like Bible leaves. Crickets draw bows, they harmonize in time. The cows share warmth with sweet notch-eared kitties. Farmers rise early long before the light. When I came tumbling down that Canaan road, I had to relearn all the things I know. Sleepovers. I quit hosting sleepovers for my friends when I was still a small, flat-chested girl. Not because pals did not want to attend, because of how my mother made me hurt by putting on a strange domestic show of softened voice and fun pancake breakfast, when I knew all along that down below was someone who more often uses fists. I stopped having those sleepovers because I couldn't stand the raw hypocrisy, the widened, innocent brown eyes above a toothy grin that I found menacing. Don't act like a nice lady if you're not. May angry parents all go fucking rot. Wine grapes. If you want to raise your young grapes for wine, give them just enough water, not too much. They'll grow up to hate you. Don't be surprised. Happiness is for grapes more water plumped. Your wine grapes will taste quite incredible. They'll bring you praise, bring honor to your name. But those grapes will think you are the devil. Their side of the story will bring you shame. If you tell wine grapes that healthy bodies are for those lesser souls with weaker will, they'll believe you because in you they see a role model, parental role fulfilled. How you treat your wine grapes is up to you, but know that someday they will tell the truth. Mothering daughters. Some women are born mothering daughters, caretakers reaching upward in the tree, fruit forced to work as roots from very first, flowers pressed into service have no needs. An unwrinkled hand might look powerful, but grasp it too hard and you'll hear it crack. Better to reach for wisdom that looks dull. Its shine was worn away by learning facts. Care ought to flow from old folks to younger, at least when those young folks are little kids. A person can give once they quench their thirst. Before then, well, it just doesn't make sense. Oh, mothering daughters, set down your loads. Take this key, loose your shackles to the code. Bite the dust. Born as the second child, the double take. From ego, from desire for tiny toes. Such greediness in my parents those days. Such anger as they watched their small girl grow. My body was for covering with clothes, for shielding from the hands that sought to touch, for looking good for others, all for show, for shaming, for deeming a little much. Fury from my older brother at me for washing dishes in a white sports bra on a blistering day, himself shirt-free. He told our mother on me, Mom was law. She sided with him, said to cover up. These days, body shame can go bite the dust. Small scoop. Without knowing, I saved somebody's life. I saw a girl get hurt. I scooped her up. I gave her books and one huge sharpened knife, agreed with her that her family sucks. I told her not to listen to critics unless she wants a life like critics lead. I shooed away all the folks who would insist that her body was only made to breed. We talked about how love should not frighten with threats of absence nor hands that control. No one had ever shared the truth with her about how hurt we get by gender roles. The girl's gonna be fine, I saw to that. She's out gathering feathers for her cat. Little leaf. What things do you do like gravity does? What's unstoppable coming from your hands? There is a force within you, windy gusts intended to push forward all your plans. What change did you endure just like the leaves, watching your meaning change before your eyes? What happened when you sailed off on the breeze, all yellow, orange, brown in the sunlight? What pile did you end up raked into, dear? Listen to your neighbors rustle and choose. Is this the safe place? Will you settle here? Or perhaps is it your time to run loose? One thing to determine, my little leaf. Where does your gravity feel its release? Black dog whistle. Bend over a small white porcelain sink. Bowl just large enough for my two-cupped hands. Scoop splash the cold water so I can think, so I can focus up to make some plans. The meat inside my bone cage is tender. It's been dry aging for about a year. Sliced it when my dad returned to sender and marinated it with all my tears. I sat still as my flesh dehydrated. I did not think a sudden move so wise, unaware that I had been forsaken, ignorant to the signs before my eyes. The black dog slinks down the dark lane slowly. If you spot him, send him on home to me. Blood on the sidewalk. Men hosing blood from the morning sidewalk, outside the classy joint where I tend bar, as I walk up. Routine punching of clocks swims hazy before me. I'm seeing stars. The news says that it happened late last night, around the same time I would have left work. Another gun lays waste to human life. News makes no mention of a person's worth. I had to act like it was all okay, feel nothing, be a gorgeous booze Barbie, mimosa queen, chirpy, bright-eyed brunch babe, bottomless resources to meet your needs. The pressure washer lifted up the blood from wide paving stones in furious flood. Bury me in the library. When I pass on, burn my bones into ash, then mix them into a pearlescent ink. Use it to copy out my best passage, the one that always makes you stop and think. Fill up a book with me right till I'm gone. Donate it to the library near you. Someday someone in need will come along, and what I have to say will see them through. I want to be old when I become words. I want my bones to witness the whole world. I used to think to live is so absurd, but now I can't see how I was so bored. So stoke the flames and throw some sage in there. Turn me into evidence of my care. Luckiest ancestors. We come from our luckiest ancestors, the ones who did not trip on exposed roots, who thought to put a lock upon the door, but also a small window to look through. We traveled down long strands of DNA, hand over hand, feet firm upon the rungs. We clambered G and T and C and A to form the bodies that we would become. We are the studio remix of those who looked both ways before they crossed the street. The cover songs that everybody knows because of how they use the old school beats. A penny on the street catches your eye. The year is 1925. Dilaudid. It feels like never hearing the word no. Like it's the good mother you should have had. It's a warm cabin to hide from driving snow, you inside, heavy blanket on your lap. It's Eve in the garden without her leaf, standing alone before the lush fruit tree. It's Adam giving her a chance to breathe, finding a way to meet his own damn needs. It's unlimited money in the bank at interest rates we've never seen before. It's doing the right thing and getting thanked. All I could think was, God, I want some more. After that, I understood addiction and why it's a fight some people don't win. Old haunts. How much did it cost to get myself clean? Just a tiny bit. Let's check line items. 10 years of parsing out which parts of me I want to keep, which should flee with the wind. One father, one mother, and one brother. A loose handful of cousins, uncles, aunts. Green Mountain State makes me run for cover. I never go to visit my old haunts. As many one-night stands as grains of sand on beaches like the ones found far away from those rocky shores making up my land. Bad self-esteem made me an easy lay. I fed the healing beast. I paid my toll. I'm just glad that I got to keep my soul. Curve. Press bone arch into place. Yes, feet can curve. You could be beautiful if you would try. Your girl body came to this earth to serve. A single purpose tool, a sharpened knife. A fresh green stem must split itself open to yield the coming leaf that yearns to breathe. It won't resist in tribute to someone who years before gifted their own release. I rode in, stormed the gates, and saved myself. A future version glittering in sun, who came back with ironclad mental health to coalesce the versions still so young. Foot binding does the job it seeks to do. Babe, it doesn't work for me or for you. Young weather. Young weather screams strong opinions to us, at high volume and high velocity. It makes quite clear through all its windy gusts which cardinal direction it would lead. Young weather rankles at the sight of hands calmly opening umbrellas in rain, cooling a toasty baby with a fan, marveling at the hail that came again. Acceptance, the water that tempers rage. It comes in piecemeal droplets, torrential, not all at once like if I got my way, and what each day contained somehow made sense. Young weather hammers fists against windows. It cannot understand how to hear no. Aster. I outran COVID for almost 5 years. But when I paused to take a water break, she found a way to come close, to draw near, to enter me, to take what's hers to take. I guess I should feel some small gratitude that I got it at this time in this way, not when we had just no clue what to do, when breathing might not come by end of day. Foolish to think I could run my whole life, never prey to human experience. Perhaps this means one day I'll be a wife, which also seems a faint, far reaching chance. My feet flew, but the virus was faster. The final flower left is the aster. Ordinary eye. My body has softened to middle age. It looks the way my mother's figure did when she would grab her flesh with fists of rage, crash into diet one day, quit the next. I do not hate myself. I learned to love. I touch my skin so softly with great care. When I start feeling lonely not enough, I tell myself I will always be there. This body shape was never a problem. It does not offend ordinary eye. In order to see ugliness in me, peer instead in the dreams I bear each night. My body's such a conduit for joy, my bowl to be filled, my most weathered toy. Fully formed. The lie is that you have to get married in order to become a whole person, a mature adult who signs wills and deeds, respectable, doing what should be done. I did not marry, still I became real. I grew into a person fully formed. Though I was indoctrinated to feel that life begins when your children are born. What to make of a woman unmarried, with bank account and credit of her own, who votes and works and networks with a breeze, who feels at ease when she is all alone? There is no tan line on my ring finger, though I'd like a partner who would linger. Shake the house. Dissolve sometimes is the only option. Is sex so good for you it shakes the house? If not, I'd really consider leaving. Go find someone who knows what they're about. Resolve to live a life of lush pleasure. A garden widens root to canopy. The space you need to grow is a treasure. It's good to feel your ribs move as you breathe. Revolve around the fixed point of lover. Sometimes you are the sun, then you're the moon. The marrow has chosen, there's no other. There is only together now and soon. Remember when the housemates, so confused, thought it might be ghosts rattling the roof? So that was Shake the House, a collection of 20 sonnets that I'm compiling into a chapbook. Hopefully that will get released in print sometime later this year. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Speaking of things that have been released in print, if you like sonnet collections, I have Give It a Home for You, which is 100 sonnets that I wrote over the course of about a year. It's all memoir. And today I'm going to read chapter 5, which is titled Red Line. The poems in this chapter were coming from a time when I was feeling very stressed out. I was going through a lot of big upheaving changes and I was just not feeling it. So this is chapter 5 from Give It a Home. Write or die. I write to turn my feet from the cliff's edge, direct them to the safety of the town. Each word a fence blocking me from the ledge. Each paragraph a lasso on a frown. I write because I am so alive now. That didn't always used to be the case. Wanted to die, I just didn't know how to stay numb to keep up a pretty face. I write because if I had to live it, it's clear now, I know how bad my life was, then I deserve to talk about damage. I'm evidence, I'm history, this blood. I write because finally I can speak. Let's see what kind of chaos I can wreak. Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my younger self. She dissected life like a scientist. To mostly learn from books upon a shelf, so many socialization cues missed. Observing all the girls in the classroom, looking for how to act in the right way. Raised in the style of an institution, my life was about easing my mom's day. I parented myself, Kintsugi girl. I read the magazines of womanhood. Perfect shade of lip smackers, berry swirl. If you get kissed, you simply must taste good. To learn to be a woman is a trip. If you're lucky, hands catch you when you slip. Prophets. What is a prophet whose tongue cannot speak? Just wringing hands and visionary eye. You best let a good prophet say her piece. Her voice will be heard, she won't be denied. A prophet speaks so that she will not burst. Her silver toes are sprinting down the road. She can outrun crowds even at her worst. She gains more speed when she sets down her load. A woman so released cannot be held, perhaps by gentle hands, but not by chains. She will not cease preaching. She has to tell. A hurt kept secret only brings more pain. Oh, prophet, when is it your turn to rest? Do you know that you aced your final test? Understandable, but wrong. My mother thought kids take care of parents. It's understandable, it was her life. When her mother gave birth to the youngest, the epidural left her paralyzed. My mother was the eldest at 7. A fourth sibling, James, died along the way. 3 children still left outside of heaven. My mom tried to get them from day to day. She went with them into an orphanage until the court case settled with the docs. She never reckoned with all of her rage from stolen childhood tossed among the rocks. She thought that daughters take charge very young. It wasn't normal. I knew it was wrong. Confession. I have a confession to give today. There is no kneeler here. There is no priest. I grow so weary of unwanted weight. Please let me in. Let me attend the feast. The secrets that I wish to share are these. When I see parents who love their children out loud, measurably in words and deeds, it broils me black with scalding red offense. I never got that love myself, you see. It's not that anything is going wrong. The good parents are fine. It's all just me, went without validation for so long. I wish that I could be those little kids. Be comforted, be wanted, be like them. Teams. I've worked for many husband and wife teams. Bar owners tend to come in pairs like that. One sunny day, I noticed that it seems the wife always wears the cheerleader cap. She spreads the word so far and wide with ease. She tells the people, come see what he does. I always wonder when I see these queens, does being support staff give them a buzz? He's just passionate, one brave wife explained, trying to make his outburst seem okay. My tongue was silent, but my look was pained. I quit that damn job the very next day. I have witnessed the husband and wife team. I did not see the wife pursue her dream. Crepe date. I got stood up today for a crepe date. I have to say, I didn't feel the best. I stood in chilly Boston wind to wait. Show up on time or early, the first test. I gave him 15 minutes past the hour to text or call or message anything. At quarter past, well, this girl hit the door. Come on, man, I'm not asking for a ring, just punctuality or courtesy. I know sometimes things really do come up, but your first impression on good pussy shows smart women exactly what is what. I got stood up today for a crepe date. Maybe some other fish will take the bait. Let us be stars. Oh, Lord, the tower's walking down the street. She's not concerned with us. Avert your eyes. Step lively now. Her lightning's at your feet. At least your cape looks pretty as you fly. Oh, Lord, the red planet casts its shadow. The crown is struck. It tumbles to the ground. The fools, the kings, the popes, they all must go. The tower doesn't want those men around. Fierce lady sweeps her hand across the sky. She sprinkles flame like Salt Bay seasoned steak. Oh, Lord, how very limited our time, yet mortality, never a mistake. The angry tower isn't in her prime. Let us be stars, drink deeply, so divine. The whites of your eyes. The whites of your sweet eyes, they contain lines, a folded map of sleepless nights and tears. So angry at the corners, inflamed fire trails tracing to the iris from your fear. The colorful island remains untouched. It stands by as the blood swirls in the waves. It cannot help, it does not have enough. It has resources, but they must be saved. The angry lions retreat and surrender to heal a quiet period of rest. Ask sweetly, death will go where you send her. Be careful, though, she will require a test. The whites of your eyes deserve to be clear. You'll be quite safe one day, kid. Have no fear. That was chapter 5 from my new book, Give It a Home, which you can find on my website, thelizzycoshow.com. If you buy it direct from me, I'll hand ship it to you myself, and I'll even include one of the cool stickers you see on my microphone right now. And I'll sign it too. What could be better than that? So I just got one more thing to share with you today. I just wanted to share my most recent Sunday poem, which is the one that goes out to all the free subscribers, and is usually some sort of memoir-based thing. So this week's was titled Spring Thunder. Thunder after silence of winter. Remember that shouting still exists. Now that the static has cleared from the air, sound can travel again. I heard once that birdsong tells the trees to bring forth their buds. I heard once that if you're able to speak truth, you must. The first spring thunder is a hymen stretched to tearing, a rupture that is both natural and non-necessary. I remember going home after my own became a scrap dangling, how I examined my face in the bathroom mirror, looking for signs that I was different now, somehow more, searching for evidence that I was a woman, not a whore. Spring lightning streaks down my legs, leaves trails of evidence that a new chapter has come. What is a season but a rising tide of women's blood, a river long ago burst above its banks? Ladies know the lightning by its smell. When a young body is ready for the lightning, women can always tell. Do not mock the small creatures who hide for no reason. They feel a shift in pressure that is beyond your comprehension, and by the time the spring thunder beats your ears, they will be safe and secret, up high and down low. Let those rowdy rabbits keep their lucky feet. Is it not enough that cold finally permits its own retreat? Sound travels so long to be here again. After winter, thunder breaks its silence. Thank you so much to everyone who joined today to listen to some live poetry. I really appreciate you spending some time with me. If you liked what you heard, please consider subscribing to my Substack. You can find old episodes of this very presentation released as Live with Lizzy, which is a podcast. You can also find weekly poems from me. If you feel like shelling out for a paid subscription, you get extra poems on Wednesdays as well. And if you are really interested in a paid subscription, but you just can't swing it, I'm always happy to comp those for anyone who really wants to be part of the community, but just can't afford it at this time. I'd love to do that for anyone who's interested. So please go to my website, thelizzycoshow.com, buy my new book, support self-published authors. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time for another episode of Live with Lizzy. Bye.